everybody. I apologize for the delay. We have been frantically looking for a mic stand here, and you would think in an auditorium like this they would be in abundance, but apparently they're all behind lock and key. But anyway, welcome. My name is Curry Bryan. I'm the principal here at Williams High School, and it is truly an honor to welcome you to this historic occasion, the inaugural induction of the Williams High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Before I begin, I want to share how deeply personal this evening is for me. I'm proud to be a third-generation Williams alumnus, my three children being fourth generation, and my family's connection to this school and community runs deep. My grandmother, Irma Wright-Berry, graduated from Burlington High School, as did my great-uncle, Earl Wright-Berry, who went on to represent Burlington High in the 1947 Shrine Bowl. My grandfather, Curry Bryan Jr., started Burlington Sporting Goods after returning home from service as a naval aviator during World War II. Both of my parents attended Williams High School, and my father, Curry Bryan III, was an all-state selection in football and also played in the 1968 Shrine Bowl. And tonight I have the great honor of seeing my Uncle Billy Bryan inducted as part of this inaugural Hall of Fame class. I've had numerous aunts, uncles, and cousins walk through the halls of Williams High School. So for me and for many of us here, this celebration is not just about athletic accomplishments, it's about heritage, pride, and community. The individuals we honor tonight represent the very best of what it means to be a Bulldog. They are competitors, leaders, and role models who have made their mark not only on the field and court, but in the lives of those around them. On a personal note, I've had the privilege of knowing several of tonight's inductees in many different ways. I had the privilege of being coached by Coach Sam Story and Coach Tommy Spoon. Had the opportunity to play alongside Brandon and was a colleague of Coach Cole and Coach Story during my time teaching here at Williams High School. That makes this moment all the more meaningful because I've seen firsthand the integrity, dedication, and passion that each of them have brought to our students into this community. As we recognize this inaugural class, we also celebrate the foundation they've built, one that continues to inspire our current students and athletes. Their examples reminds us that excellence isn't just about winning. It's about effort, perseverance, and the pride of wearing Williams across your chest. Before we continue, I want to take a moment to recognize the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for their hard work and thoughtful deliberation in bringing this vision to light. Would the members of the Hall of Fame Induction Committee please stand at this time? They have been meeting weekly for what seems like 3-4 hours of meeting in preparation for this event today, and I just want to make sure that their hard work is recognized, because it really has been really quite the effort to pull this off. Also, a special thank you goes to Josh Stone, the voice of the Bulldogs, and to Coach Patrick Stokes, whose determination, leadership, and vision have brought this project from an idea to a lasting legacy for our school. So we're celebrating our 75th year of athletics here at Williams High School, and the fact that this is the first class of the Williams High School Hall of Fame, we had a lot of catching up to do. And I can't think of a more deserving group of individuals to come in this first class. And I'll never forget, Coach Stokes came up to me during the summer and he said, "We're doing the Hall of Fame, and we're doing it this year." And I said, "You got it, Coach. Let's get the ball rolling." And so we did, so thank you for that. And on behalf of our faculty, staff, and students, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each of our inductees and their families. Thank you for the legacy you've created, one that will live on in Bulldog country for generations to come. Congratulations to all, and as always, onward Bulldogs.
Walter M. Williams, High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Wow. It took 75 years for this to come to fruition. Thanks to Coach Stokes Josh Stone for organizing the committee and spearheading a long overdue tribute to our student athletes and our athletic teams. Williams High School finally gets to celebrate its rich history in athletics. We get to show the city, the county, the state, the country, and the world the teams and individual talents that have graced the athletic fields of play here at Williams High School. Williams High School having a Hall of Fame now sparks healthy and robust debates about which team is better, whether those players from years past could play today, and dare I even say, who is the greatest Bulldog athlete? Williams High School having a Hall of Fame bridges the gap between our illustrious past athletic endeavors to today's student athletes. These student athletes today get to touch and see Bulldog athletic royalty. This Hall of Fame gives those student athletes something to aspire to so that they can achieve excellence in the classroom, the fields of play, and in life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our immortality. For me, when I heard that Williams High School was beginning a Hall of Fame, it brought back memories of childhood friendships and the camaraderie between teammates that have carried on now for over 40 years. It awakened that desire I had as a middle schooler of wanting to play for Coach Pete Stout, to prove to myself I was worthy enough to be on that field, to hear the cheers of the crowd, and to become a state champion. When I got to Williams, I would routinely walk in the area outside of the gym and look at the past athletes and their pictures that were hanging there. And underneath the pictures was the words All-American and All-State. I told myself that one day I was going to have my picture up there on that wall. And last night, as I watched you, the inaugural class of this Hall of Fame, as I watched you on the field, and as your names were called, and I heard your accomplishments, my emotions as now, and I apologize, filled my eyes with tears. I saw the pride in your faces, the pride that your families took in watching you and hearing your names called, the love and the memories of the families of those who have gone on to glory. What a great moment for you all, and I got to witness. Coach Stokes, Josh, thank you for letting me be a part of this Hall of Fame committee and the history that has been created here today. And congratulations to you, the Williams High School Athletic Hall of Fame inaugural class. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's been a long time coming, but we're here. I made the mistake this afternoon of leaving my speech out on the table, and Curry Brown picked it up and read it. All except for the part of Billy Brown being my uncle. All of it was what I wanted to say. But I'd like to say just a few words about our committee. We all came in there really with only one thing in common, and that was the love of Williams High School. All of us, in some way or another, walked these hallways and took a piece of Williams with us. You guys left giant footprints, and it's been our honor to illuminate those footprints and to recognize what y'all done And hopefully, our students of today and our students of tomorrow will understand what it means to be a Bulldog. We had a great victory last night against Eastern Alamance. Congratulations, Coach. And as I looked at those guys coming off the field and huddling around Coach Stokes, I realized that they stand on your shoulders, those that came before them. And hopefully, by doing this, putting this Hall of Fame together, they understand that, or get a piece of that. But you're immortal in our eyes. As far as our committee is concerned, we came in with little structure of how to put this together. And through a lot of meetings and a lot of work outside that these young men and women. By the way, our committee ranged from class of 1965 to the class of 2012, so we had it pretty well covered. But they have done a yeoman's job in putting this together. We added structure, and we'll continue to add a structure for the years to come. And my hope, as I conclude, is that each of you will make your way back each time we have a Hall of Fame weekend to welcome in your brothers and sisters into the Williams High School Hall of Fame. And now it's my pleasure, as I wipe back the tears that Doug gave me, to introduce our MC. I want to say a couple of words about Patrick Stokes. One, as already been said, I talked about the Hall of Fame for 20 years, and Patrick plainly said to me, "It's time for you to stop talking about it, it's time for us to do it." I said, "Okay, we'll do it for 2026. Oh no, we're doing it for this year," which put a lot of pressure on us. Patrick was named head coach at Williams High School in 2021, but was here long before that. He was a member of the class of 2000 and was on Coach Story's 1999 state championship team. When I heard that he was going to be coming as our head coach in football, I jumped on the internet, because that's what you do for everything. You Google everything these days, and I came across a video of Patrick from his Eastern Alamance teaching desk. We talk history there. And it was 2020, and as we all know, that was the middle of COVID. They were getting ready to start the school year, and Patrick made this video for his students and for their parents. And he said, at the end of the video, "Don't worry, we'll get through this together." And that's what he's always done since he's been back at Williams, and probably did it for years before that, is he's brought a Williams community together and had us all pulling in the same direction. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce our MC, Patrick Stokes.
Josh, Doug, Mr. Bryant, thank you guys so much. It is a privilege to be here with you today. If it's okay with you, without further ado, we'll jump right in it. We're proud to honor Bobby Harrison as our first inductee into the Williams High School Athletics Hall of Fame. A talented student athlete at Burlington High School before making history as a member of the first Williams High School football team, Bobby excelled in multiple sports, including football, basketball, and baseball. As a co-captain and all-conference player in basketball, it was in football where Bobby truly showcased his remarkable abilities. Playing tailback under Coach Stan Huffman, Bobby's incredible skill and leadership helped guide the team to an impressive 8-3 record, highlighted by a thrilling upset of the 1950 state champion Durham at Burlington Memorial Stadium. His standout performances earned him a spot in the East-West All-Star game, and Bobby became the first player from our school to be named an All-American. His outstanding athletic achievements also led to 5 scholarship offers. Bobby Harrison's legacy of excellence continues to inspire future generations of athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, our first inductee is from the class of 1952, Mr. Bobby Harrison.
said, it was the first class to go all year at Williams. The auditorium wasn't finished that year. The class of 51 graduated from the auditorium. I was the first class to go all year, and I have a picture hanging up on the wall before you go into the gym, and I was all conference in basketball. I'll tell you a little story. This is the second time in my life I've been up in front of a crowd. And the first time was right here on the stage in the auditorium. We were having an assembly in the auditorium. I was the co-captain of the basketball team. The basketball coach was up on the stage talking, and after he got through talking, he said, now the two co-captains are going to come up and say a few words. I didn't know that was happening. And what did I do? I slid all the way down to my seat. And the students got up and started clapping and carrying on. And I got up, finally went up on stage, turned around. I couldn't think of anything to say. And I finally said, I want all of y'all to come out. And of course, you know how kids are, they all stood up and started hollering and clapping and carrying on like something really big happened. I just want to thank the committee again for voting me in the whole thing. Thank you.
Boyd Clayton began high school in Williams in 1951. His senior superlative was most athletic, and he proved that to be true as he was a three-sport student athlete. He participated in football, basketball, and baseball. Boyd excelled in football and played for Coach Huffman in the first 3 Williams high school teams. He was named an All-American in 1953. He was an outfielder in the 1952 state championship baseball team. After graduating from Williams, he played halfback at Duke University for head coach Bill Murray. Boyd continues to provide support to Williams football with his presence at Bulldog football games. A true Bulldog, it is an honor to welcome Boyd Clayton to the Walter and Williams Athletics Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductees from the class of 1954, Mr. Boyd Clayton. Yeah.
First off, I want to thank the committee of this wonderful high school. I was in the class of '82, and I'll never forget the first time I walked in the gym. I saw the picture on the wall with that mouth open. And like the others who have spoken already, I was fortunate enough to be associated with so many of you. I was a teammate of Doug's. I played for Coach Stout. I love watching Billy Bryant play football for Duke. I watch you play for the other team. You're a great player too. Obviously, Coach Cole was actually my first Little League basketball coach at the YMCA. I'm so proud to be up here with my father and see him being recognized for his achievements. It's been a real honor to be able to look at the scrapbooks and see all the things that he's accomplished in his time at Williams High School. Wonderful place to be. I want to thank a couple of my classmates who were actually on the committee. Thank you very much. It's a real honor to be up here in front of this fine group of athletes. It's hard to believe in 75 years the number of amazing athletes that were part of this high school. Our daughter went to a big school in Durham, North Carolina, and they can't hold the candle to Williams High. So thank you so much on behalf of my dad. Obviously, Williams was the foundation that set him up for the rest of his journey through this life. I've been fortunate enough to be his son and be with him. I want to thank Coach Story for everything you've done as well. Great friend for the family. but it's been a real honor to be able to watch him go through the accomplishments, be able to lead Williams, go to Duke, and be able to support this university and this town, this high school this whole time. Thank you so much, Dad.
The 1952 baseball team. In 1952, Williams High School's first baseball team was led by 3 All-State players. Pitcher Dave Harris, shortstop Nick Thompson, and outfielder Lacey Hall. The Daily Times News All-Conference team included Nick Thompson at shortstop, Lacey Hall in the outfield, Ronnie Smith at second base, Bobby Sharp behind the plate. Dave Harris was pitcher, and Harvey Sharp was also the pitcher. Harvey Sharp had a perfect 6-0 record. The head coach was Warren Burns. The team's overall record was 14-3. The state championship was played in Burlington. The opponent was Wilson High School. Admission to the championship series was 35-70. Williams won the first game 7-3, built a lead in game 2, only to lose 13-10. The bats were working in game 3 as the Bulldogs won 18-8. Pitcher Grady Drake had a great Bulldog defense behind him, including Paige Stout, Ronnie Smith, Nick Thompson, Thomas Joyce, and new Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Boyd Clayton, with a running catch on a deep hit to the outfield. The 1952 state championship baseball team takes their place in the Hall of Fame as the winner of the first state championship in any sport for Williams High School. Other team members included Larry Foster, Charles Harris, Ken Burgess, Bob Robertson, Galen Moser, George Miller, Buck Johnson, Bob Rice, Grady Drake, Bob Roach, Tommy Moore, Eddie Hughes, Bob Brantley, Jack Sutton, Paige Stout, Fred Snipes, Bill Fogelman, and Don Gwynn. We only know of one living member of the team, Mr. Boyd Clayton. We do have children of some of the members of the 1952 team and invite them to come forward and receive the certificate of recognition. Eddie McIntyre. From 1956 until 1960, Eddie was a 2-sport athlete in Williams, football and wrestling. It was football where he demonstrated his greatest athletic ability. Eddie played tackle for head coach Bill Ingram. During his time on the football team, Eddie earned the respect of the team and coaches and was named co-captain his senior year. Eddie went on to achieve All-Conference, and in 1959, Eddie was honored to be named All-State, All-Southern, and All-American. Eddie played at the East-West All-Star Game where he was chosen as captain. Eddie played in the North-South Shrine Bowl. Eddie's jersey has been retired. After graduation, Eddie went to the University of South Carolina. It is an honor to induct Eddie McIntyre posthumously to the Hall of Fame. Here to accept is his wife, Mrs. Jane McIntyre. Pete Burgess. It is with great honor that we induct Pete Burgess into the Walter M. Williams Athletics Hall of Fame. A standout football player under the guidance of Coach C.A. Fry, Pete excelled as a tailback and fullback, earning recognition for his leadership and talent. As team captain in his senior year, Pete led his team to remarkable success, earning All-American and All-State honors. He was selected to play in the prestigious 1966 Shrine Bowl, where his exceptional performance earned him co-MVP of the East team under the coaching of future Elon and Duke head coach Red Wilson. His dominance on the field continued with selections to the East-West All-Star Game, the Greensboro News and Record All-State Team, the Charlotte WBTV All-State Team. Pete played at the next level at North Carolina State, where he transitioned to cornerback. His legacy as a football player, marked by excellence, leadership, and sportsmanship, leaves an enduring impact on Williams High School and the community. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductees from the class of 1967, Mr. Pete Burgess.
This is fun, isn't it? I heard what he said about royalty. Maybe royalty here, but not at 606 West Woodward Drive. I would like to thank the committee, the members I had contact with, in particular Josh and Michael. I think you did a great job. Made me feel real good. It's not that important. In the early 1960s, for whatever reason, I went into the lobby of the gym and looked around. And I thought, well, that's a Hall of Fame. And it was my goal to have my picture there. It's a great thing that what you guys have done was you enshrined and kind of enhanced that and made it more enjoyable today. I appreciate it very much. I played touch football, backyard basketball, from the 7th grade until, unfortunately, I was a college grad. Just about every weekend we would come home and play. I played with the same group of guys. We were all friends. They were very competitive, very intense, and we had a bunch of fun. They were so intense that sometimes we would get in little fights, and we'd talk to each other until about Friday, and somebody would say, go play squeaky. And it was back on again. Those friends were talented, had great hands, good hand skills, hand-eye coordination. Very, very competitive, and that helped me a great deal. I'll do this quick. Those guys were Dale Goodwin, Chuck McClintock, Tommy Cole, Jerry Isley, Ed Harrington, Buster Freeman, Jim Whitaker, Bill Hines, and Joe Ball. Dale and Tommy, you may have heard about Tommy, and Hines played basketball at the college level, and Chuck played football at the college level. They were good guys. Later on, I played some other things. Played golf with Jim Kraft, Jerry Chapel, Cindy McIntyre. But of all the things that they did that pushed me and made me better, there was one thing, and all those things were important. There was one thing that they did for me that was just as important. They made it clear to me they did not care how good I thought I was. And I needed that. Finally, I want to talk about my wife. Janice was important to this whole thing that's going on here. We met in 7th grade, dated from summer of 9th grade until we were married when I was a senior at North Carolina State. She patiently tolerated my obsession with sports, and she still does. We actually went home from our honeymoon early so I could play 3-man basketball. Wow. was a head cheerleader in my class, as was her sister, Cheryl. So I appreciate this. This was a great honor, a lot of fun, and thank you again.
So everyone in the audience knows a couple of the mementos they're getting is this commemorative coin. This was not this one exactly, right? But this was used in the coin toss last night, and it will be used in future, all the future coin tosses that occur on Hall of Fame weekend. So it's really nice. It's a two-sided coin. Jeremy Babbitt designed it. Good job, Jeremy. And the committee approved it, but it's a really nice commemorative pin, very nice, very sturdy. Also, the lapel pin, which you may see some of them wearing, is also a token of recognition, and it says Athletics Hall of Fame, Williams High School, and it's got our logo on it. It's really nice. The next inductee, and won't go on too long, is Coach Sam Story. And I'm here today because of Coach Story. You know, it was a privilege to be able to take a knee at the end of practices and have him share words of wisdom, be coached by him, to hear his voice, to know that he was always lurking somewhere in the hallway if you ever decided to do something you weren't supposed to be doing. And Coach Story had a special, magical way to hold you accountable, but also to encourage and to inspire you to be your very best. And without further ado, Sam Story. Our next Hall of Fame inductee has achieved the highest level for the football program at Williams High School. Sam Story was an offensive lineman for Coach C.A. Fry beginning in 1962. During his time as a player, Coach Story was honored as a member of the 1964 Shrine Bowl and was on the 1964 Charlotte News All-State team. Coach Story's jersey has been retired. After graduating from Elon College in 1969, Coach Fry hired him to be an assistant at Williams, where he coached fellow inductee Tommy Spoon. He coached baseball and track at Turntime Middle School, where he coached fellow inductees Billy Bryan and Jeff Cronk. He began his high school coaching at the old Gibsonville High for a year and then went to Southern Alamance. He was athletic director and football coach at Southern Alamance from 1973 to 1977, where his teams posted a great mark of 37-7. After several years as an assistant at Duke, Coach Story came back to Williams, where the Bulldogs rolled up a record of 201-98, including winning 2 NCHSAA 3A state championships and had appearances in 4 championship games. He also won 6 conference track and field championships at Williams as a coach in that sport. He coached as an assistant and the head coach of the Shrine Bowl of the Carolinas, the North Carolina Coaches Association East-West All-Star Game, and North-South Boys All-Star Game. Coach Story completed his coaching career in 2009 on the staff at Elon University. Coach Story has held several positions, including past president of the Alamance County Sports Council, president of the Corrigan Bear Claw chapter of the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame, sponsored by the ACC, and executive secretary of the North Carolina Football Coaches Association. Coach Story is a proud member of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame, the George Whitfield Hall of Fame, and the Shrine Bowl of the Carolinas Hall of Fame. He was awarded in 2012 with an honorary lifetime membership in the North Carolina Football Coaches Association. He retired as the winningest coach in Williams High School history. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductees from the class of 1965, Coach Sam Story.
First of all, I would like to congratulate this 70 years and a father figure to all of us. This wonderful recognition of the 75th anniversary of our school. When I saw the names of the inductees, I had to pinch myself to make sure I wasn't dreaming to be among such a prestigious and accomplished group of Williams alumni, whom I had the privilege of either watching play, playing with, coaching with, coached, or taught, or watched coach. As a young boy, the following honorees and Williams All-Americans: Coy Clayton, Bobby Harrison, Eddie McAteer, Russell Cooper, and Tommy Mitchell became my heroes and enhanced my desire to wear the black and gold. Then play on the varsity as a 14-year-old sophomore with some more of my heroes in Bulldog greats, Bill Gentry and Jim Donald. All of you motivated and encouraged me to want to run on that field and play for the Bulldogs. For a little boy from Maple Avenue and Broad Street, the dreams do come true. They say the two most important words in the dictionary are thank you. I have lots of thank yous to make. A special thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee, Principal and former Bulldog captain Curry Bryant, Athletic Director Coach Bob Grant, the two Bulldogs who got this Hall of Fame started, head football coach, a leader of the '99 state championship team Patrick Stokes, and longtime Bulldog announcer Josh Stone. Also key people, Booster President Chris Honeycutt, outstanding turn time coach, and AD Ron Davis, who got the boys ready for us at Williams, and is still here working his tail off. Former Bulldog cheerleader Kara Henkemeyer, and former Bulldog standouts Doug Green and George Robinson, and many more. A big thank you to my wife Carol, a longtime 7th grade teacher at turn time, who was my head scout and recruiter. I knew about my players before they got to Williams. Very proud of my two grandsons, Josh and Jack, who are former Bulldogs. A close family friend, Jimmy Owen, always there for us. He and his dad, Inky, led the Bulldog chain group for a combined 50 years. Coach Mike Bingham, my high school teammate and coaching partner, my entire time at Williams. We were an imposing pair lining up side by side. We won our share of games and then looked forward to going to the teenage club and dancing with as many girls as possible. Mike was a better dancer than I was. And this is about players and assistant coaches. Any assistant coaches. Any success I've had at Williams is due to my outstanding assistant coaches. Here today are former offensive coordinator and athletic director Kyle Hayes, defensive coordinator and former head coach Dave Grant, and defensive coach Barry Perry, who joined me in 1985 and is still coaching, making him the longest football coach in school history, 40 years. Our school spirit leader, Worth Cole, still the best three-point shooter in the school. James Spitball Harris named the best ball boy in the state by the head of officials. They both started with me and are still in those positions today. Please keep James Spitball in your prayers as he waits for a kidney transplant. It is said X's and O's are important, but the most important thing to make a team successful are the Jimmies and the Joes. I was not only blessed coaching them, but the Currys, the Patrons, Kelvins, the Matts, Rigsby and Fussell, Bramleys. They are leading our school and football team to success now, building pride in our Bulldog community. Congratulations to Brandon, who is also being inducted today for all his well-earned achievements and successes. And one thing you probably don't know, he was on the Butkus watch in college longer than any other college linebacker in the history of NCAA football. Also in attendance today, my former players are Bubba, Brian, Adam Metz, Alan Mitchell, Adrian Gentry, and I've already mentioned George Robinson, and in track, I coached Doug Green. And system athletic director Todd Davis, and I saw Joe Zane, and I I didn't know Jeremy was on the committee, but I'm so proud of all of them. Also, I want to congratulate the following honorees that I coached or was friends with. All-Americans Billy Bryan and Jeff Crumpton played baseball and were on my track teams at Turntine in 1970. Billy could block anyone at any level of competition, although he was accused by his teammate Sonny Falcone of doing a lot of holding. Jeff led Williams to a state championship game at Williams. They had outstanding college and pro careers. All-American Pete Burgess was a family friend as a running back. He could outrun you or he could run through you. Pick your poison. Played for the NC State quarterback. All-American at Williams and Elon. Tommy Cole, another family friend. We started together coaching at Williams in 1983. He worked his magic as a player and coach on the court and also as a golf coach, winning multiple state championships in both sports, while coaching his three sons, Elliot Allstate, Blake the defensive player, and Worth the three-point shooter. Coach Evans became my trusted friend when I came to Williams and gave me encouragement when I came here. He was the strength of Williams High School. Coach Stout, I know how the football coach at Alabama feels having to follow Nick Saban. I had to follow the legendary Pete Stout, who was a great example to all coaches at Williams and throughout the state, and a 12-year-old boy who traveled on occasion to do games with him and my cousin Bobby Johnson. The first state championship team for the Bulldogs, the 1952 baseball team, knowing Harvey Sharp, Corey Clayton, and Paige Stout, but finding out I knew many more last night. Tommy Spoon. While starting my coaching at Williams in 1969, I was coaching the defensive line. Tommy led our defense as a junior to victories over 4A powerhouses, Durham High School 7-0, R.J. Reynolds 6-0, and crushing our rival Grimsley. He was captain of the football team and a star at Elon at tight end, and later our outstanding defensive coordinator and athletic director. In finishing, congratulations. Forgive me, but these people are important. Congratulations to Anita Curry, who dazzled the crowd with her desire, determination, and athletic ability. Bring it on, Kate. Mark Thaxton, who drove the golf ball all the way to the state championship. Margaret Barton, and we've argued about, not argued, but debated, I think I taught her to drive red. She won multiple state championships, swimming her way to success. Success isn't about what we accomplish in life. It's about what we inspire others to do. I pray I've done some of that. I know all the honorees here today have. Congratulations to all the honorees and families here today. God bless you all. Onward Bulldogs.
Jim Donovan was a three-sport star at Williams High School. His career at Williams included all conference in football and basketball and a state championship in tennis. Jim played quarterback for Coach Fry. The 1963 yearbook spoke of the game against Top Point when Jim kicked the never-to-be-forgotten field goal to win 22-21. The combination of Donovan's passing to fellow inductee Bill Gentry, the team finished 8-2. After graduation, Coach Donovan went on to be a standout athlete at North Carolina State University. While there, he played tennis and football. In football, Jim Donovan was the ACC Player of the Year in 1967. Jim began his coaching career at NC State and was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma from 85 to 89. While at Oklahoma, the Sooners won the 1985 National Championship. Jim was the head coach at Marshall University from 90 to 95, and while at Marshall, the Thundering Herd won the Division I AA National Championship. He was named the 1AA Coach of the Year twice. Jim moved on to be the head coach at the University of Georgia from 96 to 2000, and in May 2009, Jim was selected to the College Football Hall of Fame. He is now proudly being inducted into the Williams High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Because of his continued involvement in football at the University of Georgia, Jim was unable to be with us today. Jim has asked Pete Burgess to accept his recognition.
Jim and I talked and texted a few times, and I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't really believe it. You know, he was genuinely disappointed that he couldn't be. Let me tell you something else about him that's not mentioned. Jim won 18 and under table tennis championship. That's how good he was. He also, well, ping pong, they call it table tennis. Also, he was a fast pitch softball pitcher. He played shortstop, slow pitch. He's a phenomenal athlete. I can tell you some stories about him in the state. Just a joke. Here's what Jim asked me to say. I am being treated for an immune deficiency disorder, myasthenia gravis, which prohibits me from being there today. I think that had to do also with the driving and sort of NBC's. Georgia plays Ole Miss. He has some teenage there too. I always treasured my years in Burlington, and particularly before I had Williams High School. We had some excellent coaches, and I was surrounded by many teammates that were so supportive of me. I learned the values of discipline and preparation that carried me into college and then my coaching career. My parents gave me strong home life through thick and thin. I started out in athletics as a bulldog and ended here in Athens as one. I congratulate the other recipients today of this worthy achievement, and it makes me proud to be in this group. I have always been proud to say we're the one-on-one in a crowd on national television. I'm Jim Don from Burlington, North Carolina.
Russell Cooper. Russell attended Williams High School from 1958 to 1961. While at Williams, Russell was a standout football player, playing for coaches Bill England and C.A. Fry. A linebacker and center, Russell was All-Conference as a junior and senior. He was named All-State and earned All-American honors in 1960. Russell was chosen to represent the North Carolina team in the 1960 Shrine Bowl. An interesting side note is that he played Little League football with fellow inductee Pete Stout. Following his graduation from Williams, Russell went to play football at the University of South Carolina. He then played football in our nation's military. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductees for the class of 1961, Mr. Russell Cooper.
I told Sam a story, I wasn't going to say nothing. Everybody else put me to shame because I said Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take one thing. Roxanne Williams has always had a great place in my heart. And I'll tell you, a person that started in football was Pete Stout. Excuse me. When I was in the 4th grade, I was in Hot River, and I wanted to play football bad, but I was too big. And I couldn't play defense. So I stayed there 2 more years, and then I talked my wife into paying the tuition for coming to Broad Street. And that's where I started playing football, on basically walking in the middle. And I'll tell you the greatest story in my football career was when I was a freshman, everybody else got hurt in my position. And I was told that I was going to play that day. And I was kind of scared, you know. Here's I was freshman, I played on teams, we were playing Myers Park with a fellow named Ray Ferris was the that night, Ronnie Garrett told me that you don't have to worry about anybody bothering you. You just take care of the tackles and the interception passes and stuff like that. I said, Ronnie, how you gonna do that? He said, just listen to me. I intercepted 2 passes, made 13 tackles, and that's where my football began.
Tommy Mitchell. Tommy Mitchell attended Williams from 1959 to 1962. He was a 3-sport star, playing football, basketball, and tennis. Tommy played for coaches Bill England and C.A. Fry. He was honored in 1961 by being named an All-American. Like several of our inductees, Tommy was chosen to represent North Carolina in the Shrine Bowl of the Carolinas. After graduation, Tommy went on to play collegiately at Elon College. His 2 sons played for 2 of our Hall of Fame inductees, Coach Pete Stout and Coach Sam Stewart. But a round of applause for Mr. Tommy Mitchell. Yeah.
I'll make this short and sweet, as I didn't know I was going to have to give a speech today. But I'll say that when I originally got the phone call from the Hall of Fame, I thought to myself, wow, I really wasn't that good. It's actually it's quite a surprise. But I think if my dad was here today, he would say that it's an honor to be recognized by these great Williams High School athletes. So congratulations to all inductees, and thank you so much for this. This is a very special treat.
Bill Gentry. Bill was one of the greatest athletes to wear the black and gold. He excelled in both football and basketball. He was coached by C.A. Fry in football and Fred Miller in basketball. He was co-captain of the football team in 1962 and received the Outstanding Lineman Award for the Central 4A Conference. An incredibly gifted athlete, Bill pulled off the rare feat of being named All-State in both football and basketball. He was the center in basketball and was a star on both ends of the court. His greatness in football and basketball allowed him to have his jerseys retired in both sports. Bill played collegiately at NC State University with his high school teammate and fellow Hall of Fame inductee Jim Donnan. Jim participated in the Atlanta Falcons rookie camp. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to induct Bill Gentry posthumously. Here to accept in his memory is his nephew Frank.
Good afternoon. My name is Frank Gentry. I graduated in '79 from Williams and got the honor of playing under Coach Stout. My brother's here, Adrian Gentry. He played under Coach Stout and Coach Story. And Bill's sister and niece, Salma and Christine, are here also. And our family, the Gentry and the Browns, are just very honored on this inaugural class. And I'd like to thank the committee and also Patrick and Josh to get this started. Growing up, I think we knew him as Big Bill. And Big Bill supported Bill over the years. I think everybody in Alamance County has taken him to a Williams game or an NC State game over the years. But again, we really appreciate this, and it's an honor. Thank you.
Tommy Cole. Worth, are you excited? I gotta be honest, so Worth is often, and I love it, Worth's my shadow, and we hang out together. I'm giving the team a speech, you know, and I don't even know he's there. He's right behind me all the time. Worth, we go everywhere. We talk to the officials before the game together. We coaches meeting, and Worth is there. And for the last 3 months, everybody says, Worth, how's it going? He said, my dad's getting in the Hall of Fame. Dad's getting in the Hall of Fame. They're like, tell us about it. And there you go. Without further ado, Tommy Cole became synonymous with Williams High School basketball. Tommy, a 1968 Williams graduate, was a star player for the Bulldogs. While at Williams, Tommy was named All-Conference, All-State, All-American, MVP of the East-West All-Star Game. His number 34 jersey has been retired. Tommy went on to dominate Alumni Gym and a two-time All-American career at Elon while scoring over 2,200 points and still ranks second all-time in points, all-time leader in assists and field goals made. Tommy's career. Well, no, I didn't lose it. I'm just trying to make sure it makes sense. I'm going to read it as it's written. Tommy's career removed the number 34 jersey again as he became one of only 2 jerseys retired at Elon and was inducted into Elon Hall of Fame. Tommy participated in the 1971 Pan American Tryouts. After attending rookie camp with the Boston Celtics, Tommy returned to Burlington. In 1979, Tommy began his high school coaching career at Graham High School. It was at Graham that Tommy won his first state title when he led the Red Devil team to the 1983 state championship. Tommy then received the call from his alma mater and he returned to Williams High School to lead the Bulldogs. Tommy coached the Bulldogs from 1983 until 2020. At Williams, he won the 1996 3A state championship. Tommy amassed 787 victories that included 2 state championships in 2 different schools. Tommy also took 2 other Williams teams to state championship games, the women's team in 2012 and the men's team in 2019. During his career, he won 4 regional championships and 9 sectional championships. In 1989, he returned to the East-West All-Star Game, this time as the West team coach. In total, Tommy coached 45 seasons. Tommy's career in coaching was not limited to basketball as he won 3 state championships, 9 state runners-up, and 27 conference championships as coach of the Williams High School golf team. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductees from the class of 1968, Tommy Cole.
Worth Cole loves Patrick more than he loves me. That's the truth. I've got all these scribbled notes. Started off the principal, Curry Brown, stole Josh Stone's speech. And Sam Story stole my speech. And Pete gave a story of the kids on the block playing each other. One of the greatest times of our lives. Nina, I don't know if you do this, but it made me a better player also. Because I was the youngest one in the group, and I got the nickname Sid the Kid. And there's only about 5 or 6 that know, when I hear the word hate student, I know who it is. But to say, when I die, when I die, I want Sam Stewart to do my eulogy. Before I start, let me get this stat out of the way. My golf coaching record is a lot better than my basketball record. I have the title of, I am the Tara Vanderbilt of high school golf. Now, you understand who is Tara Vanderbilt? Raise your hand if you know who Coach Tara Vanderbilt. Does anybody know? Where's Caleb Murray? You better know who Tara Vanderbilt. That's my grandson. That's my granddad. It runs in the family. Tara Vanderbilt is the winningest head coach in men's or women's college basketball. And listen, she has 1,203 wins. I'm killing her. I have 2,961 victories in golf. That's right. You can clap. I'm not making that up, 2,961. And my secret is I get the team to the golf course 45 minutes before the match so they can warm up. That's a little bit better than Charles Little, the football coach for Pete Stout. Charles Little was a great golf coach also, and he was a great football coach. I believe he coached the line. I'm not sure, but I believe he coached the line. And he would drive the golf team to the golf course, and he would stay in the clubhouse and do he was a history teacher, I believe, and he would do his lesson plans while they played golf. And he'd load them back up and he wouldn't do one or anything, but he had several state champions. And so I wanted to follow in his footsteps. So anyway, I've jotted down a lot of stuff, and I have just a checklist, and some of it's already been checked off. Spending 43 plus years of my life, where do I start? Other than Dr. Charlie Curnow, I have the most tenure here at Williams High School. I made a checklist, and if I forget someone or something, please forgive me. And I'll say thank you to those if I forget who they are, whatever happens. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Hall of Fame inductee. It's an honor to be in your class. It's like Coach Story's speech. I believe I know all of them. Russell Cooper, when I was just a youngin' in middle school and elementary school, every Christmas he and I believe it was Richard Tate, was Eddie Mitchell in that group. Those two would come to our house Christmas Day and open up Christmas presents. Because they're the closest of my sisters, Joelle and Kate. I'll get to them in just a minute. Little things like that. My thank you list is similar to yours, Sam, like I told you last night. You know most of these people, and I know most of them also. You students are coaching them, or they were my idols. And Pete was one of my idols. Jim Donovan was definitely one of my idols growing up. The Hall of Fame committee, I 40 years at Williams, I would like to thank the Williams administrators and athletic directors and teachers. And believe me, there were a lot of them, 40 years. Principals only last about 4 years max here at Williams. And ADs are about the same. Is that right? About 4 or 5. Thomas Spoon. Now I've had some great ADs that entrusted me, and I appreciate that. My assistant coaches, players, and managers. Williams basketball was successful because of these people, especially my managers. I'll take a good manager over an assistant coach anytime. And I mean that. Bulldog Edwards, for instance, Joey Edwards, he was my right-hand person for many, many years in the past. And last but not least, my family. I made basketball in God a family affair. I really did. And now we'll go in reverse order this time. I've had a good year this year. Brag on myself a little bit. Kathy says I'm the narcissist anyway. I got the court named after me, which is fabulous. Fabulous. What an honor. And I got inducted to the North Carolina High School Sports Hall of Fame 2 months ago. And then that was on a Saturday, and then Sunday we came home from Cary, and then Monday, and then Tuesday, there was about 6 people coming in my back door with Katie Mosier presenting me and inducting me on the Williams Hall of Fame. So I've had a good year. I really have. I am so honored for that. But this, I'm going in reverse order this time. My son Blake, I have three sons and a daughter. Blake's the baby. And 2 months ago, I forgot to mention Blake. And Carrie, I told the story about Emily and Worth and Elliot, and I have a story about Blake, and I'm going to tell y'all. But in all the excitement and everything, I just went blank. We've done that before. And it's bothered me ever since. And Blake, I apologize, but Blake played basketball and golf. He is the third best shooter in the family. Blake, then me, then Worth. Worth's the best. But one thing about Blake Cole is the most loyal of my kids. And what I mean by that, Blake also did my scorebook. Blake holds the record, he holds the state record by getting thrown out of the gym by doing my scorebook, man. Don't let you get any ideas. The officials gave him a technical, and then later on in the game, he hit him with another technical, and threw him out of the gym 3 times. That's the truth. And on his way out, the scorebook looked like a frisbee, slinging it across the wall. I had parents grabbing the scorebook and finishing keeping score in the game. So the last year that one of the last years I was coaching the State Department of college, it says, Tommy, we need to pay you something. I said, what's that? They said, we just want to let you know Blake Cole was banned from keeping Do you understand? I said, yes, sir, I understand. But he's the most loyal. Then we come to Elliot. Elliot helped me coach until he started having kids. And he's coaching them now with his wife, Ashley, and the grandbabies that they're running around, Carson and Maggie. And he was an all-state basketball player, very, very smart. Then we had Worth's the school spirit leader for Williams High School. He has 7 career points in his high school career playing basketball. He has 2 threes and a free throw. And I had the privilege of coaching him. And it's tough coaching your kids. It really is. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then Emily, my daughter, she played soccer, tennis, and was my scorekeeper in basketball. And last but not least, my wife, Kathy, the wife of 55 years. She is my associate head coach. She would tell me what I did wrong. Why did you call timeout and stop the momentum? And I should have told her Bobby Knight and said, why don't you shut the and go bake the cake? That's what Bobby Knight would say. I wasn't about to say that. I didn't get big and fat from drinking. I got big and fat because she's a great cook. But I didn't want to spoil that, you know. She was also my scorekeeper, and she's the backbone. Of our family. I'm almost there. I told you. My roots from the Williams family tree grow deep. It started in my early childhood. My father, Joe Cole, was a Burlington native, and he went to the old Burlington High School. My mother's from Danville. I have 2 older sisters, Joella and Kathy. They were both cheerleaders here at Williams High School. Joella, she became head cheerleader on write-in vote. How about that? Back in the days, the cheerleaders were formed in the gymnasium. You had numbers on whatever you were trying out. And you had a ballot, and you voted for the cheerleader back then. And most votes got on the cheering squad. Joella didn't do that. She got in on write-in vote. Kay was also a cheerleader. And so, you know, the roots and athletics at Williams is really there. They have 2 younger brothers, Wayne and Billy. Wayne played all 3 sports, football, basketball, and baseball. Billy was an outstanding football player, played linebacker for Patrick. And he wants you, Patrick's got all-conference players down in the basement of the gym. Tremendous pictures of the all-conference teams. And it starts in 1975, 1976. I think it might be started in 1970. Billy made all-conference in 1975. And he wants me to tell you we got the and everybody went to Williams. My family, my childhood family. All these stances while Williams High School was my second home. I go to my car and I crank it up and it drives me straight to Williams. I love this place. I still love this place. I still pop in. I sell tickets at the football games on the visitor side. Ron Davis and I, for 20 or 30 years, I don't know how long. But last but not least, in closing, all I got to say is, it's not about me, it's all about us. Everybody stand. And thank you for letting me live my dream.
been a wonderful ceremony so far. After our next inductee, we are going to take a 5-minute intermission. Restroom facilities are located out there. Water fountains might be nice to get up and stretch your legs a little bit. Billy Bryan. Billy Bryan had a distinguished football career beginning in the August heat of Burlington and then moving to the snow and cold of December in Denver. While at Williams, Billy was a 3-year all-conference player. He was an all-state selection and played in both the Shrine Bowl and East-West All-Star game. His jersey has been retired. Billy was a member of the National Honor Society. While at Williams, he earned a scholarship to Duke University where he was a 4-year letterman. While at Duke, Billy was 2-time All-ACC selection and was a 2-time winner of the prestigious Jacobs Trophy awarded for the most outstanding blocker in the Atlantic Coast Conference. He was named an All-American in 1976. He was selected for the following bowls: the East-West Bowl, the Hula Bowl, the Shrine Bowl, and the Cinder Bowl. After earning his BA, his Bachelor of Arts in Economics, Billy was drafted by the Denver Broncos of the National Football League. Billy was elected as a team captain 3 years. He played in 153 NFL games and played in the Super Bowl. He was part of 3 AFC championships and the only member of the Denver Broncos to be on the teams in Super Bowls 12, 21, and 22. After retiring from the NFL, Billy served our country as an FBI special agent for 22 years. Billy was part of the 1991 Duke University Hall of Fame class and now joins the inaugural Williams Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductees from the class of 1973, Billy Bryan.
Tommy, thank you. I was so happy you made that speech. My boys are coming back in style. I'd like to thank the committee. This is a real honor. I've seen a lot of things, so thank you guys, all that. I want to give a shout out to a couple of the other guys, a classmate, Jeff Crumpton. Playing basketball. When he was in junior high, he played football. A lot of people don't realize that. And when we'd get off the bus, we'd always let Jeff get out first because he was 6'8" then. So the other teams, we were a little strong. So that's a shout out for Jeff. And then Tommy Spoon, another guy. I see his son Brandon over there. Brandon. I was a sophomore when Tommy was a senior, so I was kind of like the practice dummy, practice squad. You know, you call me anything. But I think Tommy was the hammer and I was the nail. It taught me a lot right there. But shout out to them. I'd like to thank my family, my wife, Susan, 47 years. She wasn't able to make it, but I owe everything to her. I've got other family here. My son's here. I think I heard those Mets boys might be somewhere. But the Bryan family, Mets family, football runs deep. We have a number of players that everyone's played, it's kind of expected. But I was just fortunate that things kept going on the right way. One of the things that really helped me along as I was growing up and on this journey were the coaches. First, Sam Sawyer was the coach when I was in junior high. Then Coach Jerome Evans when I was in high school. Both of those men not only were they outstanding examples, but they taught me something about being a man. And along with that comes when you're a man, you have to learn how to treat a woman. And I know I've stumbled and failed many times, but I owe everything to those men. After that, you know, the other coaches, I've been blessed with coaches from Little League. I did things with the Alamance County Sports Hall of Fame. And I named them all. I can still, you know, give me enough time, I can name all these guys from when I was Little League, playing PB football over Willowbrook Park. I went up to high school, college, and pros. Also, shout out to all the teachers I had. It's just like a package that taught me to be a man. And then after football, you know, it doesn't last. The NFL stands for not for long. I was there 13 seasons just about, you know, the right place at the right time. But it really prepared me for my second career as an
got a special ed, which was, saw a lot of things, my eyes were open, but, was proud I retired, and had to retire because of that in 2012, so. But shout out about all the, old teammates and stuff, just thank you so much, it was really honored.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a 5-minute break. We will come back to our seats at 3:40. Somebody just move on. All right. You know, you get friends together and folks who haven't seen one another in a long time and celebrating special occasions. It's kind of hard to stop some of those conversations, and we fully appreciate that. In fact, that's what this whole thing's about. Remembering the times, honoring those that were part of it. We're now going to continue with Jeff Crumpton. Jeff Crumpton was a force for Williams High School on the hard court during his time at the school from 1970 to 1973. Jeff was All-Conference for 3 years and All-State in 1972 and 73. In 1973, Jeff made the All-Southern team and was named a Ray All-American. Jeff was the Conference Player of the Year and holds the Williams record for most field goals made. Jeff played in the East-West All-Star Game his senior year. Jeff's number 54 jersey was retired in 1973. After high school graduation, Jeff earned a scholarship to play at the University of North Carolina for legendary coach Dean Smith. Following his collegiate career, Crumpton was drafted in the 4th round of the 1978 NBA draft by the Kansas City Kings, and his rights were traded to the Denver Nuggets prior to the start of the season. Ironically, Jeff and Billy Bryan graduated together from Williams High School and ended up playing for different franchises. Jeff played both in the NBA and the CBA and was named the CBA Most Valuable Player in 1984. The Cleveland Cavaliers called him up at the end of that season, which would be his last in the NBA. Jeff made his mark in the history of Williams High School athletics. Sadly, we lost Jeff in 2002. And he is being inducted posthumously. Today, representing the family, we have his sister, Miss Jean Tate. Congratulations to Mr. Jeff Crumpton. Jerome Evans. Jerome Evans began his coaching career as head football, basketball, and baseball coach at H.B. Sugg High School in Farmville, North Carolina in 1954. After stints at 2 other schools, Coach Evans' wife, Helen, was offered a teaching position at Jordan Sellers High School in Burlington. Jerome was offered a coaching and teaching position at the school. In the spring of 1966, Coach Evans moved his family to Burlington. In 1970, Coach Evans was named head coach at Williams High School. It was a monumental hire, as Jerome Evans became the first black head coach of a previously all-white school in the South. He became the head coach at Williams a year before Herman Moon became coach of T.C. Williams in Virginia, of which the famous movie Remember the Titans is set. Coach Evans paved the way for that. His period of service at Walter and Williams High School was documented in the book Black Coach by Pat Jordan. He was head coach from 1970 to 1975. He later became the school's assistant principal until 1992. His presence and position at Williams were much larger than athletics, much larger than wins or losses. His life shined a light on social change that was long overdue in the Burlington community, and throughout the United States, during a big time of change in our nation's history. We are proud to induct Coach Evans posthumously to the Williams Hall of Fame. We have with us today his grandson from Charlotte, Mr. Daryl Johnson.
I'd just like to say thank you. I did not get the pleasure of meeting my grandfather. He passed just 3 months before I was born. So it's just been an honor to know who he was, to study who he was, to hear the stories, to meet people, and it's just something to live up to. That's always how I see it. It's just a man that did something beyond belief almost. So I appreciate all of you in the community. My mom told me to tell you all he would be so proud and he'd be so honored to be up here in front of you all. So I just really appreciate it.
Tommy Spoon. Tommy started his connection with Williams in 1968. He became a standout student athlete in football and basketball. Tommy excelled in football. Tommy's excellence in football earned him a place on the 1970 Shrine Bowl roster. After his graduation from Williams, Tommy played football at Elon College, where he became a valuable member as a tight end for the Fighting Christians. He was the 1973 Elon team that was the NAIA national runner-up, and he was captain of the 1974 team. He graduated from Elon in 1975. Tommy coached at Southern Alamance before joining Coach Story's staff at Williams, and while at Williams, Tommy was a teacher, a JV basketball coach, an assistant football coach, and later the school's athletic director. He had the great opportunity to coach his son, fellow Hall of Fame inductee Brandon. He was a beloved friend, teacher, coach, and administrator. A well-respected member of the Williams High School community, and our football field house is named in his honor. We are proud to welcome Tommy Spoon to the Williams High School Hall of Fame. Here to accept in his memory is his son Brandon, as well as his grandchildren.
For some of you guys in the back that coach with my dad, forgive me if I don't make eye contact with you. I'm not letting you know I'm saying this. I'm sitting over there, and trying to think, what would my dad say? And he'd probably be as brief as I'm going to be regardless. Which he would literally say thank you. I think as honored as I am to be inducted into this Hall of Fame with my dad, I think he would be just as excited to be going in with Drum Evans, who loved Coach Ford and Tommy Cole, and he was bringing. So, committee, thank you so much for giving him that honor. I told y'all this. If you had a choice between the two of us, he was the only one that was correct to So, thank you guys on his behalf, on behalf of my mother and my family. Thank you guys for inducting him, what he has meant to this school. And so many people. I did not expect this, I'm sorry. Thank you guys, committee. I really appreciate it, inductees. Thank you. It means a lot, and thank you for just keeping, his memory and how much he loved the school. Thank you.
Pete Stout. An Alamance County native, Coach Stout graduated from Fall River High School in 1954. He earned a scholarship to play football and basketball at Catawba College. He lettered all 4 years in both sports. Coach Stout was co-captain and Little All-American honorable mention in football. Coach Stout began his coaching career as an assistant football and JV basketball coach at Williams High School. He returned to Williams in 1976, and while at Williams, he was the head coach from 1976 until 1982 with an overall record of 71-12. They won 4 conference championships, all perfect regular seasons, 10-0. 3 appearances in the state championships, winning in 1980 and 1981 with 14-0 records and runner-up in 1978. Coach Stout's teams between 1979 and 1982 had 43 straight wins, a state record at the time. Only 1 conference loss in the last 5 years he spent at Williams, going 49-1. He proudly coached his sons, Gray and Jeff. Coach Stout also had head coaching stints at Alton-Hall-Ossipee High School, Western Alamance, Salisbury-Boyden, and Morganton Freedom High Schools, and was the head coach of Catawba from 1983 to 1986. In 28 years as a high school head coach, Coach Stout's teams won 234 games. Won the Western North Carolina High School Athletic Association State Championship in 1971, 73, 74, and runner-up in 1970. He won the 1980 and 81 state champion, 3A state championships, and was runner-up in 78. It has a total of 5 state championships and twice state runner-up. Coach Stout is a member of the Catawba College Hall of Fame, the North Carolina High School Athletic Hall of Fame, the Rowan County Hall of Fame, the Western Alamance High School Hall of Fame, Salisbury High School Sports, and now the Walter M. Williams Athletics Hall of Fame. It is our honor to induct Coach Pete Stout posthumously to the Williams High School Athletics Hall of Fame, and here to accept in his memory of his wife, Millie and son Green.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to be here to accept this award for Dad. It's bittersweet. My brother really should be here taking it, but he's with Dad now, probably watching the game and wondering why we're all in here. Anyway, I just want to say that the first thing Dad would do, I think, would just say how much he appreciated all the support he had here at Williams and everywhere that he coached. And he always told me that. The community support that he got here really made it possible to do, what happened. And his staff, I would be remiss not to mention Charlie Little, Mike Carter, Barry Hodge, Ron Raker, and many others who made that program what it was. It wasn't just that. And most importantly, it was his mom's support. She's here today, and we just did what they told us. So anyway, thank you again, and I really am proud to be a part of the community, and also class of 78. So onward, Bulldogs.
Guys, I'll say too, the Stout family, when I was first hired, was very welcoming, and really went above and beyond, Jeff in particular, in welcoming me to the coaching brotherhood at Williams High School. And didn't really know the family very well before then, but the Stout family is really remarkable. And you guys are great, really appreciate everything you do to continue to support us. Coach Stout was on the cover of our program, it's a place of honor in 2021, and our team captains at the time, we had to go to the gymnasium to take a picture because it was raining outside the day that he came in from Salisbury. I never met Coach Stout in person, but had spoken with him on the phone, setting it up. He came in and he struggled a little bit. He had some physical ailments at that time. And you never know when you meet a person, you know, if you talk to him on the phone, but it's a little different in person. So he was struggling a little bit to get into the gym. If you know, there's no other way to get in there except up the steps. And so it's hard to know, you know, how is he doing, right? Because he was struggling to walk. One of our captains had all these bright shoes, because that seems to be the thing that kids do these days. And Coach Stout, in his own way, looked at him and he said, "Son, are you fast?" The young man looked at him and said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, you better be wearing those shoes." and so he may have been struggling a little to get up the steps. He was very with it. And I think we were all taken aback a little bit when we said, "Right, have you ever seen that picture? That's what happened to me." Mark Thaxton. Mark Thaxton attended Williams High School from 1978 to 1981. Williams has had a long and prestigious record in golf. Mark excelled at the sport and had the most celebrated career. Mark won individual state titles in 79, and 1981. Mark led his teams to 2 team titles. In 1980, Mark was named an All-American by Golf Magazine and Junior Golf Association. After graduation, Mark played on the Wake Forest golf team, where he was an honorable mention All-American in 1983 and in 1985. Mark has made a professional career in the golf industry and is currently Senior Director, Golf SM and Global Operations for North America for Nike Golf in Beaverton, Oregon. Unfortunately, Mark was unable to make the trip from Oregon, but we accept in his honor. A round of applause for Mark Thaxton. And Tia Curry. And Tia was a star in multiple sports at Williams High School. And Tia entered Williams in 1985. She was a star in 3 sports, basketball, track, and volleyball. And Tia had great ability and showed her athletic prowess by performing at the highest level in basketball and track. In basketball, Tia was the Conference Player of the Year and earned All-State honors. In track, Tia won the 1989 state championship in the broad jump. She still holds the Williams High School record for the high jump. After graduation, Tia earned a basketball scholarship to UNC Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Tia Curry on her induction to Williams High School.
And my teammate, I saw him Sharp, thank you, and my sister, Sharp Curry Pamela, and the rest of my family. I really appreciate y'all coming out today. And I want to say thank you to the Hall of Fame community, Coach Story, Coach Story, Brandon, I remember you when you were little.
Brandon Spoon. Few have accomplished this much during their time at Williams as our next inductee. Brandon Spoon. As coached by his father, Tommy Spoon, and head coach Sam Story, Brandon was an all-star linebacker for the Bulldogs. Brandon set the school record for tackles in a 10-game season and for most tackles in a game. Brandon was selected as the 1995 Conference Defensive Player of the Year and All-State. Brandon was selected to multiple All-American teams, including those chosen by the AP and ESPN. Brandon continued the rich history of Williams High School by being chosen to play at the Shrine Bowl and was selected for the East-West All-Star Game. Brandon's athletic abilities also showed up on the track, where he teamed with Josh Chappell, Lamont Butlington, and Morris McAdoo to win the state championship in the 1,600-meter relay. Brandon personified the term student athlete by adding the National Honor Society to his list of achievements while at Williams. Brandon graduated from Williams and headed to UNC on a football scholarship. While at UNC, he played for Mack Brown and Carl Torbush. Brandon became the only player to be nominated to the Butkus Watch List for 4 years. In 1998, he led the team in tackles and was 4th in the ACC. Other honors at UNC included the William Rand Keenan Jr. Award, the George Barkley Award as the Outstanding Linebacker in 2000, and All-ACC. Brandon was selected by the Buffalo Bills in the 2001 NFL Draft and was a starting linebacker for the Bills. While with the Bills, Brandon had perhaps the wildest stat of his career. Brandon showed off his yet-to-be-recognized catching ability when he led the league in 2001 with 2 pick sixes, one against the Carolina Panthers and one against the Atlanta Falcons. Brandon returned to Williams as an assistant coach in 2005 and remains an extremely valuable member of our coaching staff. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome from the class of 1996, Brandon Sprigg.
Together better about myself. Doug mentioned it, and I found out last night at 12:30, sitting in the coach's office, that I had to speak. I thought Patrick was joking. I was thinking all day, what do I talk about? And the first thing that came to mind, I thought I had something great. But Doug said it as soon as he got up. Now, my dad came here when I was 7. So I had grown up on the fields, in the coach's office, in the gym, and I can't tell you how many hours that I've spent in that lobby outside the gym studying the jerseys and the trophy cases. And that all-state walk for, I guess, like a 7, 8-year-old kid, that was a success. And to be in the same inaugural class with the people that I looked up, I idolized. The coolest thing in the world, Curry, Brian, and I used to work out. And I stole your FBI Academy shirt. That was the coolest thing in the world. In NFL line, we were on the All-American team. We played in the Super Bowl. And it wasn't just the football. It was, I remember watching you with basketball because I'm running around the gym with my dad JV basketball. Just the athletes and the success that people have had at this high school. And just to be a part of it, it means so much to me. It means so much to be inducted in the same class that my dad did. I know he would be proud, but it's just an honor. And I do feel like I have imposter syndrome. I don't belong up here with some of the outstanding people that are, and there's far more people, many more people more deserving than me that should be up here. But I'm extremely grateful to the committee. I'm extremely grateful to be a part of this class. And I'm just grateful that I can get to continue to be a part of Williams High School, coaching in the community, because it really is something special. And in today's environment, in today's athletic environment, and educational environment, coaching and the impact that we can have on student athletes is immeasurable. So thank you guys, thank you to the committee. Patrick always says it all the board.
Margaret Barton Posey. Our youngest inductee, Margaret Barton Posey, became one of the most decorated swimmers in our state's history. As a freshman, Margaret burst on the scene by winning the 2003 state championships in the two-speed swimming events, the 50-meter and the 100-meter freestyle. She continued her majesty at the two events by winning the same two state championships her sophomore year. And then again her junior year, and then again her senior year. That is 8 individual state titles. She also won the 200 freestyle relay in 2003 and 2005. She was the 3A state swim meet MVP in 2006. Altogether, Margaret won 10 state championships, more than any other Williams High School student athlete ever. Margaret continued her swimming career at the University of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductees from the class of 2006, Margaret Barton Posey.
I'm gonna try not to sprint. Been in swimming, but I found out about an hour or so ago that I was gonna give a speech, so I'll try not to mess this up too badly, but wow, I'm extremely honored to be a part of such a special event. As I was reflecting back on my time as a Bulldog, a memory came to mind that was in 2003. We were at the state championships meet at Chapel Hill, Carolina, and it was the relay, and I was a freshman, and my sister was a senior, and it was going to be a really tight race. We were swimming against East Chapel Hill High, it was a rivalry in swimming especially, and we had fallen behind, and my sister got out of the pool, and she said, "You better move this off." That was the anchor. Okay, good pressure. We still talk about that and laugh about that already to this day. We ended up pulling it off and won. And I just want to say how grateful I am for all of the memories that I have in this special place. And I couldn't be more proud to be a Bulldog. It's just been really special to bring my family here this weekend and show my kids where I grew up. And I just want to say thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Dr. Charles Curdo. Dr. Curdo graduated from Altamont Hall High School in 1935, Elon College in 1938, and Duke University Medical School in 1942, with distinction as a member of the chapter of the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society. It goes unsaid that he was an avid Duke fan and supporter. He served as chief surgeon in World War II in France and Germany for 2 years, treating wounded soldiers. He and his brother Harold and cousin, Dr. John Robert, founded Curdo Clinic in 1949 in Burlington, where he practiced as a general surgeon until 1984. Dr. Curdo began his association with the Bulldog football team in 1949 with Burlington High School. He continued through 2018. He rode the bus to away games with the team. He was a longtime Williams coach and fellow Hall of Fame inductee Sam Story once said of Dr. Curdo, he's very humble, kind, and always there. He was the first on the field if a Williams player or other team's player got hurt. He was out there looking after all the kids. Curdo also served as a physician for the Elon football and basketball teams under coaches Sid Varney, Bill Miller, and Bill Morningstar. In recognition of his commitment to his community, Curdo has received the Longleaf Pine Award, the Elon Medal Award, the Elon Athletics Distinguished Service Award, the the Russell E. Blunt Legend Award by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, and the football field at Williams High School bears his name. Dr. Granola was selected to the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. We proudly honor Dr. Granola by inducting him posthumously to the Williams Athletics Hall of Fame, and Ms. Janice will now come forward and accept his award. A bit of a change, as you can see, their story is going on.
Janice, I'm not as proud as she is, but she asked me to accept it. I'll let you know the family part. I don't know where to start with Dr. Charles, except always our doctor, clinicians. We went to a lot of football games with Dr. Charles at Duke University. He was a father figure to all the players, a lot of people in town. And I had the pleasure of nominating him for the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. And for a couple of years, I didn't hear anything. So he was great friends with Coach Krzyzewski. Had just made a bar, took some ladies down with Coach Krzyzewski, Coach Cutler at the time. So I asked Coach Krzyzewski if he would write a letter. Well, Coach Krzyzewski did write a letter, and it wasn't about a few weeks later. He was, and our family did accept the award for him. But he spent a lot of time talking about his dad, the doctor, and he would ride in a covered wagon, going to deliver babies. That's how he started with his dad, the doctor. I don't even know really where to start or where to finish with him. 70 years as the team doctor at Williams High School. He's the second doctor in the history of the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame to be inducted. Only the second doctor. Dr. Lennox Baker was the other doctor. Dr. Baker trained. He's the Children's Hospital of Duke is named after. So I think everybody knows him. He's a great man. I love him a lot. Thank you.
Guys, we pause and we think about all the things that happen behind the scenes that provides these student athletes with opportunities to go and compete, to excel. Mr. Billy Bryant mentioned the teachers. A lot of you mentioned parents. And as a coach, it's a family. And what I mean by that is it's more than just the individuals. There's so much that goes into so many things. Painting the field, making sure the gym floor is swept, making sure that everything is in tip-top shape, as best as it can be, so that the teams have as best of an opportunity to win, and that the athletes can go and shine. There's an awful lot of work that goes into it. Not to mention the uniforms and the laundry and the paperwork. The list just goes on and on and on. So that wonderful athletes can shine. And as I bring forward Coach Grant serves as the athletic director. And he does a lot of things behind the scenes here to perpetuate the winning tradition and the Bulldog way. Coach Grant, thank you.
So I just want to say it's also an honor to be here and to be a part of this. And as a matter of fact, 3 years ago today, I began my journey as athletic director here at Williams High School. Thanks to everybody. There's so many people here that help me out, and everybody compliments me, but really it's about them. There's guys along the back wall, Coach Davis, who honestly, I don't know if I could get by without him.
He's always there. Coach Davis over here, who I'm getting ready to hand the mic off to. Coach Patrick Stokes, Josh Stone. There's so many people behind the scenes that do things for me to make me look good, and I just want to make sure you guys know that it means a lot. So I'm going to hand the mic off to Coach Todd Davis, former AD here before me, and he's going to close us out. Thank you.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't tell, I was a late ninth inning bullpen call. It was top of the ninth though, so it's good. So, memories that have been shared and talked about here tonight are incredible. And I'm going to share kind of my fondest memory was of Coach Cole. He was a substitute teacher, and it was during ACC tournament time. Come in, sit down, and he calls me over. He goes, "I need you to go to the library. Do you remember this?" I said, "Okay." He said, "But on your way back, I need a Biscuitville sausage biscuit and a cheerleader. So make sure you bring those back." So that was always my focus. That's because I got two. So I'm Todd Davis. I'm a 2008 graduate of Walter McAdoo Williams High School. I currently serve as the Director of Athletics for Alabama's Covington School System and was a 7-year athletic director here prior to that. As we come to the close of this remarkable ceremony, let us take a moment to reflect on everything we've witnessed. Today we celebrated more than team, more than individual achievements. We celebrated the spirit of excellence, perseverance, and character that defines some of the very best history here at Williams High School. Our inaugural Hall of Fame inductees have not only set records, led with integrity, and achieved greatness in their respective fields, they've inspired future generations to come. To the inductees, thank you for being role models, for showing us what is possible with hard work, vision, and heart. Your legacy now lives permanently within these walls, not just in plaques or programs, but in the stories we tell and the standards that we set. To any of our students who may be in attendance, may this evening remind you that greatness often begins in the very halls you walk each day. To our faculty and staff, families, community, thank you for being the support system that helps us make moments like this possible. Today is only the beginning. The Hall of Fame is going to grow, but its foundation built today could not be stronger. Thank you all for being part of this historic moment. Travel safely and have a good night.
We actually do one small little thing. So I learned at an early age, come on up, Mr. Johnson. Learned at an early age that you need to make sure that when you have group projects, you pick the best and the brightest to be in your group, because you're going to need to lean on them. So when we started putting our heads together and said, who in the world should we reach out to and see if they'd be willing to serve as a committee member? Ms. Carey, your name came up, and as we say, no brainer. We're so glad that you agreed to serve. She's got some directions about the reception.
Again, my name is Carey Henson, class of 1981, and I'm going to say it's an honor to be in this inaugural Hall of Fame committee. It's been a very personal journey for me, as I have a classmate who's in this first class, Mark Baxton. I have Coach Evans, his daughter Karen, and I were cheerleaders together. I have a cousin, Sam Story. I have another classmate whose dad, Tommy Mitchell, went in. And then there are two very special men in my life who were also inducted. Eddie Hughes, the 1952 baseball team, and Coach Pete Stout. These men were like my second fathers growing up, as my daddy was the stat man for Pete Stout, from Mayo to Western to Williams to Catawba. So again, it's been a real honor, and I want to say congratulations to all of the inductees. Now, for the reception, you'll go out the doors at the back. There's a set of stairs to your right. If you're able to go up the stairs, please follow the stairs to the media center. We've got plenty of goodies for you. If you're not able to use the stairs, go out, turn to the right, follow